Okay, so we're going to take this repository and compile it and see if we can make some improvements. So it looks like I have an existing fork. Let's sync the fork to master. It's up to date with this. And let's check this out. Actually, we probably have. Well, let's do this. Let's clone repository and container volume. We're going to grab that and let VS Code do its magic. Oh no! Close remote. Okay, let's get this going right. Okay, looks like we're up and running. Let's close all editors and make sure we're let's do git pull. Yeah, so let me let's sync this. Yeah, it's gonna complain. How do we fix this? Because I believe I made changes to the branch, and so give me a second and we will get back up to date. And here we are. This is the command that I ran just to reset. Well, I did a fetch first and reset this to our origin, which we had already changed back here. I did use ChatGPT saying, "Hey, here's what I want to do," and it's like, "Here's here's how to fix that." GPT's great for stuff like that. And so yeah, our main repository here, or our fork, is synced with the main line, and the log shows that we are now synced up with that. So let's run a cargo build and see what we get. Wow, that was fast. Interesting that this has like no dependencies on any external project, or yeah, very unusual. Cool. So let's cargo test. There we go. So let's now write. Actually, we're going to create a test directory because these are sort of integration tests, and we're going to say test lifetimes, or as test lifetimes. So here we can say test NF test simple, doesn't really matter. Cargo test. Is it going to work? Cargo. Oh, we don't have cargo install. Cargo watch. Cargo next test. There we go. We'll let that cook while we do this work here. So let's create our something simple. So how do we use this guy? Here we go. Yeah. Oh, he's got to have some tests somewhere. So let's look at our test run. Setup. UTF-8. App. Okay, so app is creating your application here. Setup. So we're opening these two things. Sorry, I'm just okay. Let's see if we can do this here. Copying and pasting is always the best thing. Actually, it's fine. So buff reader, we can have a buff reader be like a string, can't we? Oh, that's for reading the data input. let's do it this way. Quite to string input. So I thought, yeah, because we have to bring in. Sorry, I should have set this up before. I'm doing this by hand. Okay, went offline for just a bit to have this so that you're not watching me look up documentation for this. So this is my version of this. So I have my input, which is going to be quit. And I create a buff reader out of that input. And I get the bytes representation of this input. And as bytes is going to return, see here, it's a slice of U8s. Also, standard out now is it's the same thing that was before. It's a VEC of U8s, simply because VEC is going to implement a buff writer. We can elide the template arguments for this because it can look at the input here and or you can look at the types of these and figure out what the arguments should be. So we're basically telling Rust, we know this is a generic version, but you figure out what the arguments are. Makes this a lot easier to deal with. And you can probably also then take this off completely and just do this. Yeah. So no reason for us to declare the arguments at all. Sometimes you do have to. We're using the underscore elation really helps out. Here, we're adding the command, quit, and here's a handler for that, and we have a question mark. I'm curious what the question mark is. So we just want to make sure that we don't have a handle that already exists. Okay. Cool. So here's where we're starting from. And I sort of want to figure out, well, from here, where do we go from to be able to show why we might need to have lifetimes of handlers, not be static, and then also we're going to get rid of some of the static stuff. So here's just our setup with perhaps maybe by looking at this version might see better how to set this up so that we're not relying on specific types so far, and we'll move into this as we go forward. So we're going to end this video here. This is just a setup video, and we'll make another set of videos to deal with the lifetime issues.